every moment is dream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Strap me in, fuel me with untamed speed. Data in the storm, all the rush I need. Glitches on the edge, chaos in the stream. Sim racing paradise, unraveling the sea. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Flashing lights in the dark baritone hum. Engines scream till the wild hearts succumb. Virtual roads where the asphalt sweat fire. Chasing glory through the chaos of desire. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. Flag to flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels bursting like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Science going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Roaring engines, pixels burst like flames. Digital warriors, no face, just names. Tires going for the sweet finish line. Sweat soaked battles outside space and time. No TV burning in my veins tonight. Wheels spin, pixels ignite the fight. It's like a flag, every moment is stream. No TV, we're living the dream. Touchscreen and louder to the range. Fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats pound and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. in the soul.
And welcome live here for another Thursday evening as we come at you live from the virtual Dover International Speedway for the Smoky Mountain Sim Racing Cup Series for race number 3 of the 2026 season as we get our countdown to green underway, presented by, of course, Icon Apparel Company, the best company on the planet when it comes to customization of shirts. We could talk about that later, but race number 3 here. Here's the weather and track conditions and how the series is broken down. Fixed setups, 3 green, white checkered temps, and the tire variables by track to track, and hopefully they brought a lot of Goodyear tires here because they're going to need it. 72 in the air, 91 degrees on the track surface, a little wind here or there, and cloudy. Sunlight kind of creeping over turn 3 now. Outside of that, you see it right there on your screen. It is just, well, not the sunniest of places, and that's going to keep that track temp a little cooler for these drivers as they go a total of 200 laps, 200 miles at the Monster Mile. And my name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty. No Jason Rockefeller tonight. However, Dustin's back from a flu break I gave him on Tuesday. And I got a partner in a booth again. Dustin, what's up?
Yeah, you got a partner in the booth. Not feeling 100%, but as they say, the show must go on, Jeremy. But yeah, 200 laps at the track, dubbed the Monster Mile. This is a tough facility, a fun facility. It's definitely a driver's track, Jeremy. It's one that I enjoy running. I haven't mastered it like a lot of other drivers, but and it bites me more times than not. But it's a track that I enjoy running. But it's tough. I mean, it's this a very abrasive surface. You said it, tires. Now, the tire set is set based on track itself. 4 sets of tires is all these drivers have for 200 laps. So tire management is going to be key on this abrasive surface that chews the crap out of tire.
Yeah, you can actually, right when we just went live, we saw a couple of track shots, and that's track, even in the practice session. Look at right there. Look how rubbered in this thing is. The concrete is like, you know, it's a light color in comparison to asphalt, and you can just see all the rubber buildup happening in practice. And it's only going to get worse as we go 200 laps here this evening for the 3rd race of the Smoky Mountain Sim Racing Series. And Dustin, yeah, last week it was a lot of fun to watch. There was a lot of action, but we also had 10 cautions. I expect more of the same tonight. Practice has been kind of chaotic. These guys are learning their cars. We're only 3 races in, so we're learning some stuff here. This track, though, is very hard to tame. That's why they call it the Monster Mile. What do you think, Dustin? What's your expectation tonight? Do we see more of the same from last week, or do they just, you know, button it up a little bit?
Well, we do know that the admins during this past week, from last week's Las Vegas race to this week's Dover race, they have, you know, been talking to the drivers in drivers meetings and in messages and everything else through communications that they wanted to try to button it up. They knew that, you know, the racing could have been better with the cautions. I mean, it was amazing action-packed racing last week in Las Vegas, hands down. Was definitely a fun one to produce behind the scenes with you and Mr. Rockefeller. But they wanted to see less cautions. That could be tough. Again, this is a new series starting off, so not only are they learning, you know, the tracks themselves with these Gen 7 cars, they're also learning the other drivers, which is another thing that it's tough. It really is. And probably one of the toughest tracks to do it at is Dover, Jeremy. Fixed setups, a lot of talk throughout the off week of tight, and oh, did I mention tight? Which is not good, especially off turn 2 and turn 4 exits, because those walls will pounce and pounce hard. And when that happens, Jeremy, the only way that those cars go is directly back down the track, which, as we all know, can be very chaotic. So I'm expecting probably something similar to Vegas, unless the drivers take it easy, stay patient, stay calm, and bide their time and their moves. 200 laps, you got a lot of time.
A lot of time and a lot of tires to chew through, and qualifying is live. So it is our time to get our cameras off your screen. We're going to go full screen with some of the fastest guys in this practice session. Top 5 in practice happen to be Nate Lesko, Tyler Bowling, Austin Wheeler, Eddie Baker, and Brandon Finley. There's your top 5 there. And so as they get wound up here, I think this is the 15, Tyler Bowling. There he goes off at a turn 3. This is going to be one of those, do you choose to run your hot lap on the second lap? Or do you think the cold tires have enough grip to make it happen on the first lap?
Yeah, I think it's going to be that second lap. In all honesty, and we're right on board with Tyler Bowling, who had a fantastic race last week at Las Vegas until it wasn't a fantastic race. One of the strongest cars there, so it wasn't any surprise that the 15 was near top of the charts. You see him wicked loose, though, Jeremy, and that's something that you got to be careful with on those cold tires. Now, he did cross the line, so that will be the official start of his qualifying run, which means if he resets, which he's going to because he did make contact, he only gets an out lap and one time lap to try to put it down. So it's going to be tough.
Tough track, tough conditions on cold tires, and these guys got their work cut out for them. Even on this 2-lapper here before we go 200 laps here in just the next 5 minutes or so. And here's Blake Trawick, driver of the 56. Happened to be my fill-in driver for the 12 Hour of the Bathurst this past weekend, where we finished caboose, and that was probably my fault, partly his fault. We had not a good weekend. So, but minus that though, here's Blake. It looks like he's backing it down here. Just completes his set of laps. Not too far up the board is the 56 compared to where everybody else is at. Currently holding, I think, P9 out of the 16 times. Dustin, over 30 entries, 2 weeks in a row. I love this amount of drivers that are here to support the league and to start. 30 plus drivers. It's an incredible feat here.
And it really is. I mean, to have 2 weeks in a row, Las Vegas.